Welcome back. It's now known that at least 2 people were killed in Tonga when the Pacific island nation was rocked by a massive underwater volcanic eruption and lashed by a tsunami. The consequences were felt as far away as Peru, where 2 women drowned by high waves. Sarah Wong reports.
Environmental workers rushed to a beach in the Peruvian capital Lima when seawater darkened by an oil spill crashed ashore. It was caused after an undersea volcano erupted far away in Tonga and triggered strong waves that rattled an oil ship off the Peruvian coast. Big waves engulfed beach resorts and restaurants and drowned 2 women. Tonga itself is struggling to return to normality after the monster eruption created a towering ash cloud and unleashed tsunami warnings across the Pacific. Nick Eleni, a Briton, was devastated after learning that his sister, Angela, was swept away by a tsunami.
I haven't got the words in my vocabulary to even describe how we're feeling at the moment. This is just a terrible shock that's happened to us.
As people in Tonga began picking up the pieces, engineers ran into obstacles trying to restore communications between the Pacific island nation and the world.
One of our cables is pretty much close to where the eruptions were, so that will take us some time to get some clearance for the vessel to be around the volcanic zone.
Efforts to rush urgent supplies, including clean water to Tonga, were hampered by thick ash over and debris, but officials said the problems could be overcome soon.
Latest information I have is that 60% of the runway has been cleared, and this is done manually. I hear up to 200 volunteers are sweeping the runway in preparation for the supplies to land on Thursday or Friday if things happen according to plan.
The International Federation of Red Cross and Red Crescent Societies said its teams on the ground have enough supplies to support 1,200 households. Sarah Wong, HKIBC.
Tensions have escalated in East Jerusalem, where members of a Palestinian family have placed gas tanks on the roof of their building and threatened to set them alight if Israeli police move in to evict them.
This is a struggle against the Palestinian people and justice as a whole. It's not only against this family. This family is another victim among so many thousands and millions of victims of the occupation and the Israeli apartheid. And the international community must wake up.
Evictions and demolitions in occupied territory are illegal under international law, under the 4th Geneva Convention, to which also Israel subscribes. So that's the reason why we are here.
Israel's foreign ministry denounced the presence of the European diplomats. The Palestinian family bought the property in the Sheikh Jarrah neighborhood before Israel captured East Jerusalem in 1967. But an Israeli court denied them the rights to the property and authorized their eviction. The family is among many Palestinians in Sheikh Jarrah fighting against eviction orders spearheaded by Jewish settlers. In May last year, the dispute escalated into widespread violence, which included the Israeli bombing of the Gaza Strip. At least 260 Palestinians and 13 people in Israel were killed. Hong Kong's unemployment rate has dropped for the 10th month in a row. But there are fears it could rise again with the new round of social distancing measures. Chloe Feng has more details.
Hong Kong's labor market has improved gradually, with the unemployment rate dropping to 3.9% last month, down from 4.1% in November. It's the lowest rate in 2 years. The number of unemployed people fell by about 14,700, as the number of those with jobs rose to 3.68 million. The improvement was greatest in consumer-related sectors, with Christmas seeing a rise in purchases. The jobless rate in the catering and retail sectors fell below 6%. And for accommodation services, it dropped to 4.2%. But there was a slight rise in unemployment in the construction industry, rising half a percentage point to 5.1%. There are fears that the jobless rate might rise again after the latest COVID outbreak spurred a new round of social distancing measures. The catering trade is expected to be hard hit following the ban on dine-in services after 6 p.m. The government has allocated $3.6 billion for a new round of subsidies for COVID-hit sectors. But experts warn that unemployment could rise again. There have been calls for funds to be set up specifically for those left jobless by the new restrictions. Chloe Fong, HKIBC.
Now let's take a look at the markets. The Hang Seng ended today down by 105 points. To the top 10 active stocks, Tencent lost $12.80, Meituan down 80 cents, while HSBC lost 45 cents. Kuaishou down by $1.60, while JD.com was down by $4.80. To the forex trading against the Hong Kong dollar, the euro's at 8.87, the pound sterling 10.59, and the Australian dollar at 5.59. Finally, in Europe, the London FTSE is currently down 42 points. Oil prices have jumped to a 7-year high on fears that hostilities in the Arabian Peninsula might escalate and disrupt supplies. Houthi forces in Yemen threatened to step up an offensive after launching drone attacks that targeted an oil refinery in the United Arab Emirates, killing 3 people. This came as troops belonging to Yemen's internationally recognized government claimed to have seized territory from the Houthis. The drone strikes sent the price of Brent crude shooting up to $87 and 55 cents a barrel. On to the weather now. Tomorrow will be cool in the morning with sunny periods during the day. Temperatures will range between 16 and 20 degrees. Mainly cloudy on Thursday, and be prepared for rain patches on Friday. Now let's take a look at the weather around the world. That's our main news for Tuesday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Raymond Yeung. Thanks for watching. Good night.